What's going on, you guys? Mr. Allen here. We're about to do some non-right triangle trig. We want to solve for all missing sides and angles in triangle ABC, given that angle A is 51 degrees, side C is 60 inches, and side B is 100 inches. So I think the first thing we want to do is let's draw a picture. So when I go to label this thing here, I'm going to throw A down at the bottom left there, and then I'm going to put B right here. And my reason being is I see that B is a pretty long side, so I'll make that guy my 100-inch side there. And then let's see, your angle A is 51 degrees. And then I got C would be right here. And across from that would be its side C, which is going to be 60 inches. Perfect. We got it all labeled. Doesn't really matter where you put your vertices as long as then you place your information appropriately. All right. So I have a side angle side situation happening here, which means I have no information across from each other. I cannot set up law of sines to solve this. I need to start with law of cosines. So let's do that. Well, when we're solving for a missing side, in this case, we'll solve for A right here, which is across from the known angle. I'm going to set up actually the easiest version of law of cosines because I'm solving for a side, not an angle. So it's going to be A squared equals, and then it's my two sides, so 60 squared plus 100 squared minus 2 times 60 times 100 times the cosine of that angle, 51 degrees. I'm going to plug that onto my calculator all at once. So we got it all plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and I'm going to get what A squared equals, right? So I got that mess, I got to square root it. So we can either hit second x squared and then copy our answer in, or my personal preference, I raise it to the 0.5 power. Raising to the 1/2 is equivalent to square rooting. So this will give me my side A, which is 77.769. So A equals 77.769 dot dot dot. And over here, I can go ahead and write it. I'll do a different color for that, so that's one thing that we found that way. 77.76. Well, 77 if I round to 2 decimal places. All right, so what's next here? Well, our next move is actually going to be to solve for angle C. And the reason being you want to solve for this smallest angle is because sine is both positive in the first and second quadrant. So if our angle ends up being obtuse, like B here, we might get a different angle there in the first quadrant. It screws things up, okay? We can go way into that. But for our sake, we're going to go for the smaller angle when we solve with law of sines after a side angle side situation. If you don't want to worry about that, you can always use law of cosines again. You would just need to use this value in your law of cosines, which can get kind of overwhelming in the calculator, but it's doable. So I'm going to set up law of sines now. So I'm going to have sine of angle A, which is 51, divided by that 77.769 dot 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 equals, and I'm going to have the sine of C divided by 60 inches. That one's an easy one. All right. We're going to cross multiply and we're going to solve. So I'm going to do all of that in my calculator here. So we've got 60 times the sine of 51, 60 times the sine of 51 degrees. Lovely, beautiful, fantastic. And I'm going to divide that. I can do this all at once. I'm going to have to divide that by 77.769. So I'll arrow up. I'll copy that in. Hit enter. That is what I need to take the sine inverse of to get C by itself, right? So I'm going to hit second, sine. I'm going to arrow up, copy it in. We're just going ham on these arrows. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Love it. Fantastic. I get 36.84 degrees. 36.84 degrees when I round. That'll be my final answer up there. And then how am I going to find out angle B? Well, I'm going to take my original angle of 51. I'm going to add it to that, right? Add 51. That's the sum of those two. How many degrees are in a triangle? 180. So I'll do 180 minus that, minus, arrow up, hit enter, boom diggity. I get 92.16. 92.16 degrees. And boom diggity, we solve that triangle like a boss. All right. So again, if you're solving after using law of cosines in our side angle side situation, we're going to want to go for that smallest angle first and then use what we know about 180 degrees in a triangle to find our third angle. That's awesome. That's it. That's dope. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful day. America, freedom, rock and roll, Costco, Riverdog, Jenny on the gram. And of course, yo, bro, you only round once, especially in these problems, bro. Especially in these problems. See you.